Good afternoon and welcome back to the £40 million game. Yes, Celtic have £40 million on the line. Tonight is a must-win game. It is as simple as that. You've got to win. We'll get the team out just shortly. Let's get some. Celtic girl says that she usually gets up at 7 p.m. She was up at 5 a.m. this morning, excited for the game, tired as usual. I think if you couldn't sleep last night, there was quite a lot of us thinking about the game that couldn't sleep last night, because it's a game of not just importance to Celtic, but the whole fan base. Everyone wants us to be in the Champions League. Everyone wants us to be at the highest level possible. With Celtic bringing in 2 players this week, minimum, by the time that Brendan Rodgers and co get back from Kazakhstan tomorrow, there should be an announcement in the offing of 2 Celtic players have joined the club. Danny Cassie says he reckons it's going to be 1-0. He's going to go with 1-0. Who's playing up front? Gives chance. Mick. We need to get once the team is out, we'll get it out. Getting nervous, getting ready to go to the Brazen Head. What a fantastic pub to go and watch the football in. Cracking pub to go and watch it. We'll never sell our club, says we'll go for 1-0. I'm starting to get acid reflux and everything with nervousness. And that's fucking zero sugar. Never get zero sugar stuff because it's garbage. Fanta lemon, zero sugar. I shouldn't even drink it. We need the Champions League cash. I don't even want to talk about the cash side of it. I think it's everything that comes to Celtic. Scottish football benefits. The stakes could be from years by now. The qualification influences. Well, if you remember last year, Caden, every club in Scotland benefited by £1 million. By £1 million due to the fact that Celtic were in the Champions League. And that's something that's not spoken about. Every single club benefited by £1 million. The shirts are up. Ralston, Tierney, Benji, Bernardo. Could Bernardo be starting? Engel, nah. They're just showing you the shirts on the coat hangers. Engels, McCowan, Forrest, Donovan. If Donovan plays, oof, what a step up. But Ralston's there anyway, so yeah, what a step up from Donovan. A young player who thought he was going to be leaving Celtic. Let's get that one up on the screen actually, because that'll make his family fair proud. Celtic team will be out in roughly around about 7 minutes time for the team. Let's just replace Brendan with a picture of the strips that have just been put out. And it's an epic moment for this young lad. For a young player that was going to be leaving Celtic and going to get game time elsewhere, he was going to have to go out on loan. Young Donovan now finds his strip sitting up next to James Forrest in Kazakhstan, 2 hours from China. 2 hours for China. That's an epic moment for that young lad. This moment I'll live with that young lad for the rest of his life. Being on the verge of being sent out on loan, having to make a decision whether to go and work with Scott Brown, or having to make a decision whether to go to somewhere like Dundee, and thinking what's best for his career. Then all of a sudden, it just shows you how quick football can change. All of a sudden, you're on the flight. You're on a 10-hour flight to Kazakhstan, and you're training with the first team. Big shout out to my pal Marcus Bain, who made the 7,000 mile trip. It's only £1.20 a pint. There we go. £1.20 a pint. If either starts were out, let the people sing. I give a few Hail Marys. Need more than a few Hail Marys tonight, I think. quite a bit more than a few Hail Marys. I'm not even wanting to start thinking about how I think the game will personally go. I mean, I know how it's going to go. They're going to sit back, and it's going to be a hard game. It's not going to be an easy, our away record in Europe isn't the best. Whilst we were fantastic in the Champions League last year, and if we can look to the performance, and it was a game where we had to at least draw the bare minimum to get a draw, but it was back against the wall stuff. This will not be back against the wall stuff like it was in Italy last year. This will be a team that will sit back and be highly motivated and organised to defend for their lives. Celtic need to get off to a flyer. We need to get off to a flyer, and we need to shoot at will, because we're going to have a lot of possession in and around the front of the box. On the slightest gap, take a shot. If you think that the ball, you can curve the ball round two players and get it into the back of the net, take the chance. If it doesn't come off, it's a shot. And it builds momentum. Yes, it slows the game down, and Brendan Rodgers always speaking about, coming back and changing the point of attack. If you're on the edge of the box and they're pinned back, there's no use coming back to the halfway line to change the point of attack, because you're not going to drag them out too much. If you get the opportunity, take the damn shot. Just take the damn shot. Any Celtic player, just take shots at will tonight, because it is the only way that we're going to get through this round. The nervousness is starting to build up. The game the pre-match build-up starts now, and it's going to be interesting. It is a late kick-off at night, local time. It is a 5:45 kick-off Celtic part-time. Central European, it's 6:45. And I can feel the nervousness coming through the screen from a lot of the fans on the chat this afternoon. I fancy a cricket score. Jesus. I wish so. I wish that's not happening. Cricket score. When's the team out? It'll be out in about 3 minutes. 3 minutes and counting until the team is out. Hazel says that she's got a mixture of nervousness and excitement. Can we please get off to a quick start? Yeah, I hope we do. Get the beers in, Celtic made, yeah. I can see a 15-minute training video. It looks roasting. Yeah, it was 33 degrees this afternoon. The temperature has came down to around about 23 degrees at kickoff, so that's fine. That's a lot of the players will be used to playing in that type of heat. Talking about your Japanese boys, but some of the Scottish boys might find it a little infernal before the game. Set up my stomach. Nah, Daniel, you can't be taking that stuff. That stuff just makes you bloat even worse. Trust me, makes you bloat even worse. Talking medical stuff. It's going to be a tough task tonight. Yes, it is that. Play the three Japs up front, says James. Yang, Forrest, wide, Dyson through the middle. Dyson gives us a 3-0 result. Hopefully, Johnny Kenny should start. People have got their own opinions on who should start tonight. Should you start Johnny Kenny through the middle? Should you start? Say Brendan Rodgers was to put Dyson Maeda through the middle and Johnny Kenny. Dyson sitting just back in the midfield role, having those runs into the box. It could set it up nicely for a ball to then fall to Johnny Kenny and into the back of the net. Fucking God. Shall we take a moment just before the team comes out? We've got a minute. Let's meditate together. You're not meditating. Shh. Let all the negative energy out. Let all that negative energy out. And take a deep breath, and that's it. The time for a beer. Adam Eda's super sub, yep. And relax. You got it right. Peace, love and unity. And relax. There is 1 minute until the team comes out. 1 minute. And counting. Until Celtic release the... fucking release the hounds. Never mind the team. Release the Dyson. Oh, now Celtic, have they just put out the team? No, they don't realise the time and the time different zone. I was like, oh, come on, just get it. Come on, Celtic, press the button. Press the button. Come on, admin. Get with the show. Oh, what is he doing? Does this every time. He's a minute late every time. Oh, come on, my nerves cannot take this, admin. My nerves can't take it. Just send me the team. Send us the team. I hope they've got it on the right time zone. There's the teams out. Oofed. Wow. And I'll get the team up on the screen before I talk about it. A few changes as we expected. Few of the younger players on the bench. Let's change this. It is out. Let's get it up onto the screen. Schmeichel, Ralston, Carter Vickers, Scales, Tierney. That's the defence that we expected. That's the defence that we expected. McGregor, Hatate, Benji in the midfields. Forrest, Yang and Dyson Maeda through the middle. Dyson Maeda plays. Yeah, come on, Brendan. Yes. Forrest, Yang and Dyson Maeda, and that's the team. 2-0 and up the road, happy. There we go. You can't get better than that. Dyson Maeda through the middle. Come on. Bring it on, Celtic. And I'm a bit disappointed that Benji's starting before Arne Engels. I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed because I think that Arne Engels' delivery for corners is a little bit better. But when we look at the subs, Sinisalo, Dohan, Simpson, Puzzi, Adam Eder, Luke McCowan, Shin Yamada, Osmond, Kenny, Engels, Bernardo, Murray and Donovan. There's a lot of players in that squad that can come on and mix it up. Arne Engels, Luke McCowan, they've got goals in them both. Adam Eder, he must be devastated that he's sent to the bench again. Will Johnny Kenny come on to score the winner in this Champions League qualifying game? Oh, massive night. Brendan Rodgers rolled the dice and it came out with Dyson Maeda through the middle. DJ Singy says calm down, got the whole night to go. That's a cracking team. No surprise Paul Baird is with the team that he picked. We badly need wingers. Where does Bill Wisher play? He plays on the wing. He will play on the wing against the South Koreans this weekend. Celtic Girl says, well done, Brendan. Yeah, it's the best team that he could have picked. I'm surprised that he did go with Forrest, Yang and Maeda. Yang is Yang the weak link? Yang needs to perform today. We need a performance out of Yang like his bird's been here for 2 weeks. Hopefully his bird's maybe got close to the training camp and managed to, because Brendan Rodgers says that's when he performs the best, when his woman's in town. So hopefully they've got his woman over from his homeland to make sure that he gets him up to speed. You all know that Maeda through the middle does as it don't work with Tierney on the left. Sligo up boy, KT in the high press. I mean, it's you're saying that it doesn't work with KT coming up in the high press. KT is going to come up and help your winger, so he's going to have the same situation whether it's Yang or Dyson Maeda. You know, they need to learn how to interact with each other the way that Simon Donnelly and Jackie McNamara did. That was the last two combination that worked it sublimely over the years, and we've never really been able to manage to create that. Wait till we see the energy, huh? Wait till the win. No much point in starting Engels. Well, the three midgets up front. Had to be some negativity, didn't there? Forrest, the whole 5'2" of them. Yang, probably about the same. Dice Mida, maybe about 5'8". There's not going to be many cross balls coming in, so Brendan Rodgers is going for boom, 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 boom. He's going for power. He's going for pace. And where's I've missed a comment. Yang's getting better, more games, just slow at progressing. Did I see? I'm just running through these. Hi Michelle, how's the Hunland? Maeda through the middle. Yeah, everyone's good with that. I think that when you look at the defence, there's not a lot that they could have done with the defence. I mean, do you bring in Simpson Pusey, who's not had any game time at all? Do you bring in Donovan? No, because he's not experienced enough. Do you bring in well, that's really it, isn't it? I mean, you've only got Donovan and Murray as your backup, and then Simpson Pusey. That shows you how lacking we are when it comes to this Champions League squad. Many blaming fans for how this performed, but himself he needs to prove Rodgers stop adding pressure on Adam by starting them. Let's just leave Adam Ida out the chat for tonight, because it's all about what the players that start can do. Ultimately, if Brendan Rodgers wants and needs to make a change, he's got the option of having a little bit of change at the back and waiting to see if he could put two strikers through the middle. If that selection doesn't fill me with confidence, William, why not? Why does it not fill you with confidence? Because who on the bench would you have had? I mean, this team is more than... This is a fantastic comment from Daniel. Come on, Celtic. This team is more than capable for a comfortable result tonight. And just shows you the way that different people have different opinions, which is great. It is all about having opinions. But I find it weird that it doesn't give you confidence. It's the best that we've got. Still don't get why Inamura isn't in the Champions League squad, says Graham, because he's not good enough, Graham. He's only had 1 year's professional football. He's only played professional football for 1 year. Do you know, he's not ready for Champions League level, so he's not in the squad. He wasn't a Brendan Rodgers signing, he was a club signing. He's not ready for this level. If he gets played at this level and annihilated, it can have the adverse effect on the player. Brendan Rodgers needs players that he knows, likes and trusts, that have the experience. This guy's not even got the experience of young Donovan. Think about that for a second. I mean, Donovan's went through the B team over the last whatever years. This guy's not even got that experience. Do you know? So that's why he's not in the team. Benji will be full of confidence after Saturday. Yep, I think so. I think the whole team will. I mean, there's only one player in that team that gives me a little bit of the fear factor, and it is Yang. He's a player that when he's good, he's good, but when he's bad, he's woeful. I mean, I still think back to one of the last games he was in, and he was on the byline, and all he had to do was cross the ball back in, and he kicks it straight out, and you're like, what the really? More confidence swing the team did this. Starting 11. Strongest side based on form. Yeah, Chris, you're right. I think it's every player starts that game on merit. Yang is the best that we've got, unfortunately, on the wing, rather than Dyson Maeda. Dyson Maeda can give you more than Johnny Kenny. He can give you way more than Adam Ida. And young Callum Osmond, he's there to make up the numbers. Callum Osmond will go through the Champions League campaign. If we get into the Champions League, touch a bit of wood. If we get into the Champions League, you're going to expect Osmond to maybe get some game time towards the end of the league phase. But other than that, I can't really see it. Can't really see Osman getting game time throughout the competition. No complaints with the starting 11. The boards and competence. Yeah, it's. Let's not talk about that tonight. If Yang hits his shots, we'll be okay. Yang probably got his nookie last night in Almaty. Let's hope that he did. Fishing Scotland's going for 2-0 after seeing the team. Now that we know that the team that is out and the way that this team will play, it looks like Brendan Rodgers is going to try and go for pace. It's got pace written all over it. Benji sitting in the midfield is a no-brainer because he's got that late run into the box. I think that's a good move by Brendan Rodgers, because what it does do is it does what I said. The Brendan Rodgers, it's so easy to read Brendan Rodgers sometimes. He will sit up with the 4 at the back, Ralston, Carter, Vickers, Skills and Tierney. He'll sit with the 2 holding midfield players as Benji and Callum McGregor. He'll then sit with the front 3, midfield 3 of Hatate, Forrest and Yang, and Dies and Maeda just further forward, which gives you your 4-2-3-1 formation. That allows Benji a lot of room and a lot of running into the box. You know, that pass, that he made the move for his own goal at the weekend. You know, he gets the ball in midfield, passes it out wide. He then gets the return ball at the back post in the box when nobody's seen him coming in, smashes the ball into the back of the net. That's the type of player that you're needing tonight, because this team will be so organised at the back. And you know, it's going to be an interesting night. Can we do it? There's no excuses tonight. No excuses. Brendan Rodgers has laid every card on the table. You know, he's went in strong. He's went in with the confidence of the players that he thinks can get the job done. The players that the fans maybe wanted to start tonight. I don't think there's many players that... no, I can't even square sausage, Mick. Benjamin froze his first game. Yang too inconsistent. Yeah, but you know, Inamura won't get the experience not playing. But that's why he's going to go into the B team. He needs to go into the B team. He's not going to get experience. He's not going to get to a high enough level playing for Celtic week in, week out. You know, he's not even at that level, mate. You know, so it is what it is. He's B team material, whether you like it or not. The guy's been brought in, he's B team material. Anyway, Inamura is class player, indeed. Whether Rodgers thinks so or not. And Lovett can tell that from watching 30 minutes of football. Yes, I'm doing a watch along, Gareth. It will be on after this. It's up to our midfield tonight. Shoot from range. The players that can shoot from range: Tierney, McGregor, Hatate, Benji, Forrest for the outside of the box. Yang, well, he's got a goal in him. He's also got some of the most wayward passes. I mean, if you rate Yang beside anyone, if he had pace, he'd almost be like Didi Agat, but he's not. Anyway, Mikey says it's up to our midfield. Shoot from range. Much more room for our forward players to get. I think it's going to be a case of shoot for range and get the follow-up ball. This is what Brendan Rodgers, this is what this lineup looks like to me. You know, is get the guys shooting from outside the box, get Forrest, Yang and Dyson making runs into the box and get the follow-up ball. If you see a shot going in and the keeper's going for it, you run into the box, you run into the spaces, because if it's going to come back out, it has to come out to someone, and you need to be in and around there so that you can get the second ball. My worry is Forrest gets injured and Maeda will be forked. I don't think so. I don't think Forrest will get injured in this game. Not playing Engels is a massive problem, says Big Rab. How is it? Explain why it's a massive problem. I know why I think it's a problem. I think that his delivery from corners and set pieces is slightly better than Benji, but on current form, Benji gives you more of an attacking option, and he's got an eye for goal at the current time. You can only go on what the players have done in the recent games. So, you know, never mind his price tag, Big Rab. He's not, price tag's nothing. Like we said before, you give me 30, 40, 50 million pounds worth of players sitting on the Celtic bench and I'll be happy, because it means that the players that are playing out their skin out their skin. Some people need to lose this mentality, especially going into the Champions League, because when we go into the Champions League, we're going to come up against benches that have got 200, 300, 400 million on the bench. Simple as that. We're going to have players on the bench that are worth more than the Celtic squad. So lose the mentality about having an expensive player on the bench, because it's not an issue. I don't see it as an issue at all. Rodgers is famous for his loyalty to players who deliver in the biggest games. Huge chance for squad players to cement themselves. That's a fantastic comment. James Beat is in from the good old US of A. For me, this is like an American election, too close to call. Woof. When's an American election ever been too close to call, mate? They're rigged. The American elections are always rigged. You know it, I know it. Everyone knows it. Best striker through the middle. Class move, says James Gunn. Yep, I think so. 3-1, Maeda double and Benji first or last goal. Has Nicholson been spotted down the barras? Nope. Peter, that is utter nonsense that I don't like Irish players. And how was I getting Adam Eder's stick? I tell everyone to keep off Adam Eder's back. And I've not got an issue with the Irish players. You're talking shite, as they say. John's in the house, shoot from outside the box, put pressure on it. It's not my fault that Adam Eder's low in confidence and he's on the back of a knee injury. Do you know what I mean? You don't like Irish players, says the man with the Irish tattoo on his leg. Oh dear God. I was touching wood this morning, were you? I bet that was hard. 2-0, I'll take 2-0 all day long because they'll just sit in and make us work. Yep, I think so. I think 2-0 would be an impressive scoreline tonight. It would be impressive. If we can get one up early on, just to settle the nerves of everyone back home and just get this team playing football. You'll get a lot of time on the ball tonight. We will get a lot of time on the ball, but it will be a case that Celtic will need to try and find ways to break through. Can we do that? The last team couldn't. You know, we don't have really big players in there. When we do get corners, all you're going to have is Carter Vickers, Scales, Ralston. I can't see a goal coming from a header from a corner. But Brendan Rodgers will know that. Brendan Rodgers will know that, you know, that this team completely floods the box, and I just think that it's going to be, as soon as you see it, shoot. Big Boris, their keeper, and the left wing is out missing. Yep, both were excellent at Celtic Park. Their keeper is immense, Brown Warrior, and I think it's a fantastic result for Celtic that their keeper is out. Like I said, when Slovan Bratislava went to this ground, their keeper made 10 fantastic saves. Fantastic save. The reserve keeper looked a bit suspect. Well, let's hope he is. And let's hope that an early goal will settle everyone down. Benji's got more presence than Arnie, but he's got the same set piece technique. They've got a similar technique, but I just think that Arnie Engels' delivery for corners is better. But I don't think that we're going to go down the route of trying to get the ball into the box tonight. I think that it's going to be, if we do get corners, don't expect a ball to get flooded in to try and get a header in the back of the net. I think it'll be a corner out. You're going to have 3 sitting in front of the box. I think Brendan Rodgers will set up with, rather than just 2 midfielders on the edge of the box, I think he'll sit with 3 on the edge of the box so that the ball can go out and then try and get shots from the edge of the box in. I think that's what he'll do. We'll wait and see. 1-0, do me, don't give a monkeys how we get it. Let's just hope that we get an early goal. Thanks, Gareth. I'm not reading that one out. Kaiser's at the house. He says, as I said, legends are close to career. Maybe Yang's missus jumped over and gave him his hole, and he scores a hat-trick tonight. Always waxing lyrical. And Kaiser, isn't he? We're talking about this team as if they're one of the top. We should be beating this level easily, says Green Smoke. Green Smoke obviously never watched the game against Bratislava because it was the exact same. It's hard to beat a team. They're going to sit with 7 at the back tonight. They sat with 7 at the back against Bratislava. We can't beat 7. We struggle with 7 at the back in the SPFL. How are you expecting Celtic to all of a sudden be such a fantastic team to beat a team that plays like Dundee United, that plays like Motherwell, that plays like St Mirren, that plays like fucking Hibs? I don't see how all of a sudden that Celtic should be this super tactical, amazing team that can break down a team that plays a fantastic low block. I don't see it. It's going to be a hard game. We can beat them, but it's not going to be a cricket score. It's not going to be a cricket score at all. Chris said it's going to be 2-0 at half time, 3-1 at full time. John, he reckons it'll be 2-1. Mark Stoddart says 3-0. John's going for 2-1. Get your scorelines in. Celtic Maid says 2-0. Maeda and Benji. If Maeda scores tonight, there will be cries for play him through the middle. Just get wingers in and play Dyson through the middle. And I think with the fact that we've got one winger on his way into Celtic at the moment, it'll be Brendan Rodgers will be saying to Dyson, look, we're playing you through the middle. We're getting wingers in. Don't worry about it. Do you know, for me, the big question is how does Adam either react? How does he get his motivational boots back on? And he scored 20 goals last season. I have still sticking by that. I said that Adam Ida, before the start of the season, I said that Adam Ida will score 20 goals this season again. And if he doesn't, it's a bad season for him. He scored 20 goals coming off the bench last year. I think that the big man will still do it. But according to some folk, I didn't like Irish players. Weird one. Tell that to Myra's gran. She'd fucking love somebody saying that. But as I think you think like Brendan Rodgers, like Irish players. Yeah. Engels had to show the same determination as Benji. Exactly. They all do. Do you know what it means? The players going into this game at this time of the season means nothing for the Champions League phase, because some of these players that are playing tonight might not get a look in. Celtic will go out and spend money on 2 wingers. That'll put Forrest to the bench. That'll put Yang to the bench. Do you know? And then you're going to have them coming on as impact players throughout. Why is there fucking fireworks going off at this time of night? 5-9 tonight, 5-0 tonight. Wait a minute, will Scales do something stupid? No, he'll not. I think that Scales, given Scales the captaincy armband at the weekend, we've seen a different Scales. We've seen a Scales that was mature. Scales, I don't know what Brendan Rodgers has said to him, the pep talk, the lead up to that game. I mean, he would have told Scales that he was captain a couple of days before, and he would have had him in the office and given him a wee pep talk and you know, just getting into the psychological side of Liam's head and motivating him to take his level up again. He will know that he'll be looking at the squad and Scales keeps on putting up his level. Every season finds another 5%. If Scales does that this year again, fair play to Scales, do you know? And never, ever did we think that we would be talking about the potential of Liam Scales being Celtic captain in 2 years' time when Callum McGregor retires. Nobody in their right mind say that. Nobody. But now it's a possibility. Now it's a possibility that, do you know, if Liam Scales keeps on making these little improvements season on season, 2 years' time, you might be thinking, We got Scales for how much? And you'll be laughing at it. Hatate is due a good game in Europe. Yep, he is due. And I think that, will Billy the Goat be sacrificed? Oof. Scales with an overhead kick from the halfway line. Then he goes, some say the devil is dead, the devil is dead, the devil is dead. Some say the devil is dead. Oh, say we rose again, oh, say we rose again. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Oh, Jesus. Scales playing past the ball with Cameron Carter-Vickers is truly slowed the team down. I think that's going to happen tonight anyway, love it. That's going to happen anyway tonight. You've got it into your mindset that Scales passing it back is going to be a bad thing. We're going to have all the time in the world tonight. I'm afraid. Scales gets the stinking far too much. I think the guy gives 100% every time he plays. Yeah, and it's not his fault that quality wise he could sometimes lack and he maybe gets a bit anxiety. I think it's all in Scales' head. I said that when Scales went out to the wing and played when Kieran Tierney went off, and he was at fault for that goal going in that game. You could see it on his face. That's a mentality thing. That was an anxiety thing. And I think Brendan Rodgers can get that out the player. I think that can be coached out a player. Do you know, that anxiety? That what was the trigger? Do you know, obviously you get into the mindset of the player and say, well, what was the trigger for bringing and making you nervous and slowing things down a bit? But if you look at it, he's fantastic at going forward. He's got so many positives in his game. And I think that Scales can get that just 2 to 5% better this year. You're going to have a better player than you did have 4 years ago. That's for certainty. Anyway, it's no fair expecting Forrest to play week in, week out. He's a great player, to be fair, after 70 minutes, but he's not getting any better at his age. When you look at the players that are on the bench tonight, we are lacking in wingers. I mean, you've not really got any out-and-out wingers on the bench. I mean, look at the bench. You've got Simpson Puzzi, apart from the two goalkeepers, you've got Simpson Puzzi, Adam Eder, Luke McCown, Shin Yamada, Osmond, Kenny, Engels, Bernardo, Murray, Donovan. For me, it's a change of formation to a 3-5-2. With the players that Brendan has at his disposal tonight, it's a change of formation. If Kieran Tierney comes off, it's a change of formation to 3-5-2. You put another striker on, and you just go for it. That's all Brendan can do. It's all Brendan can do is change the formation to 3-5-2 and just have a good go. I would rather that Celtic, if it came down to it, were panicking for a goal. Everyone would expect you to put as many attacking forwards on as possible. The fact that we don't have any out-and-out wingers shows how bad the recruitment's been this year. But what it does do is it allows players to come in and make their mark, because it would be amazing for one of these guys to come off the bench and score the winning goal tonight and go down in history as one of the players that ultimately got us that £40 million pot of cash. This is what is, it's not only the esteemed hearing the music and playing on a Tuesday and a Wednesday night in the Champions League, and it's not about meeting teams like Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, even though we got hammered from them. Do you know, playing teams from all these other nations that are top teams, bringing them to Celtic Park, being able to go on away days in the Champions League is far better than going on away days on the Europa nights, because Europa night it's a Thursday night game and it just fucking ruins your week. It just ruins everything. And then you're playing on a Sunday. You're playing football every single Sunday, And we all know how much we hate watching football on a 12 o'clock on a Sunday and a 3 o'clock on a Sunday and 5 o'clock on a Sunday. If that's what's if I was Brendan Rodgers, that's one of the first things I'd be saying. Listen, see tonight, you win. Because if you don't, your Sunday's off, out the window. See your Sunday lunches with your missus, out the window. Everything. You know, your Sunday happy days with your family. That's none of that business this year, mate. You'll be playing football every single Sunday. If that doesn't motivate players to get their acting gears tonight, nothing will. I said Scales is captain. Yeah, footsie with a camel toe. And the players lack quality sometimes. How many times has CZV been at fault? Slip-ups, goals? Yep, quite a few. McGregor has to show up tonight, says Jim. How does McGregor, I'm going to play devil's advocate here, Jim. How does McGregor turn up for a team that are sitting predominantly 30 yards for the box? What does McGregor have to do, considering he's the defending midfielder? I'm just asking, because this is the way that the game will be played tonight. There'll be parts of this game where if they're man marking McGregor, Benji has to work. You're going to have to see more from Benji making moves. Do you know? That's why you play two sitting in midfield, so that it doesn't happen. Hopefully it will not happen tonight. If Celtic qualify, there'll be more than few Sevconians repairing their houses. Jesus, they have to show up. 40 million at stake. 40 million at stake. No negativity. Stay positive. Yes, definitely. Let's see how the media are reacting to that. Marcello has been spotted at an airport. Wonder what airport. The Boca Junior player leaving for Celtic. What airport was it in? Oh, Jesus. He was spotted at an Argentine airport, ready to fly to the UK. That's all they say. Great headline. No substance. In other news, Rodgers named Celtic side for Kairat Almaty clash. Maida starts through the middle as Brendan Rodgers makes two changes from the first leg. Celtic transfer target arrives at airport ahead of Celtic move. He is flying into London to get his medical at London. Celtic, when it comes to the game tonight, they've put out their piece on the Celtic website, and it says Celtic are in action tonight, Tuesday, against in Kazakhstan. No shit, Sherlock, as if we didn't know that. Looking for a victory that will book their place in the league phase of the UEFA Champions League. The tie against FC Kairat is finally balanced following a goalless draw at Celtic Park last week. Brendan Rodgers' side are looking for a win, which will see them progress in the competition. There are a number of changes in the team which beat Livingston at the weekend. Callum McGregor returns to captain the side. Dyson Maeda will lead the line up front. Kickoff time is at 5:45 Celtic Park time. You could follow the build-up on the club website. And then it goes to tell you the team. Schmeichel, Ralston, Vickers, Scales, Tierney, McGregor, Hatate, Benji, Forrest, Maeda, Yang. His substitutions are double goalkeeper of Sinisalo and Ross Dohan, and Simpson, Puzzi, Adam Ida, Luke McCown, Yamada, Osmond, Kenny, Engels, Bernardo, Murray and Donovan. Players that I think that will get some game time tonight will be Paulo Bernardo, Arne Engels, Johnny Kenny. That's who I think will come on in the game in the second half with 10 minutes to go as Brendan Rodgers throws everything. But is Quinny in? Quinny will not come on here for a watch along. Thursday. Thursday and Sunday's a beach. Yeah, it's more than a beach, mate. It's fucking shite, isn't it? Sunday football interferes with going to mass. No, it doesn't. You go to a Saturday night. Just saying. You can go to mass on the Saturday night quite easily before you go to the bevy. So you get dressed up, you go to mass, whatever time it is with you, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30. You go to mass on the Saturday night, and then there you go. Money goes. Money will have that 40 million feeling. It's a massive, massive game with a massive amount of cash. I don't really want to think about the cash side of it, because I think that the prestige that comes with being in the Champions League, the prestige that comes with that music, with the prestige that comes with players that Celtic potentially want to bring in the next transfer window, having them coming in knowing that they're going into the Champions League is a thing. Brendan Rodgers said, look, the players that we're bringing in, they've not turned around and said, and that comes down to the quality that we've been aiming for as well. If you're aiming for a certain type of player that said, I'm only coming to you if you're in the Champions League, are we going to realistically attract that type of player? No. And let's face it, we're not. We're not facing a player that is in the transfer market in the summer window and his ambition is to go to a Champions League club. He's not coming to Celtic, because that just isn't happening. That level of player, you're on 75 to 100 plus grand a week, and way out from what Celtic could ever think about. Wee Mitch is in the house. Thank you for the super chat, Wee Mitch. Fantastic, £20 super chat. Hail Baz and the One Celtic Fans community. Have a beer on me. Keep up the good work. Told you before, mate, that gets you a menu del deal over here, not just the beer. And I need to get a beer because this Fanta Zero Sugar is bouffing. Kazakhstan's in the house. No idea what it says. Ishk. Where's Uncle Borat tonight? Do you have your man Kinney? Hoping KT can get a couple of more minutes in. Can make a big difference. Yeah, yep. I think that Celtic and Kieran Tierney, I think the only thing that I've got worrying me tonight is Kieran Tierney loves a fantastic cross. But who are you crossing it into? Yeah, you can have players coming in with late runs into the box, and maybe that's what they're thinking. You know, get Kieran Tierney doing the overlap, get a cross in early, get the players running at pace. It's the way that I said they would play, but can we do it? Can we do it? But as realistically, we could make the final and take it to penalties. Doubt we'll have enough to win it. Oh man, we could not make the final. Not a chance. Super chat from Dava Wilson. Enjoy the game, everyone. Fantastic super chat for that. €8 a ticket. Is that what it was for the game tonight? €8 a ticket. Maeda's last game for the Hoops. Well, according to an ex-Celtic player, he said that Celtic will not be selling Dyson Maeda. There's no offer came in for him as yet. It is Tuesday. We have until next Monday until the window shuts. If an offer comes in, it's a big if. I don't think that if something was going to happen, it would have happened by now. I can't see it happening now. And not this late on in the window. Celtic would rebuff any offer because we cannot get a player of quality in the door quick enough to replace Dyson Maeda. You've got to remember that the two wingers that we're bringing in are to add to the quality of the squad. We don't want to diminish. Now, I know that I did say that, look, there's a high probability of Dyson Maeda being sold in August. Touch wood. We're on the 26th and we have 6 days left of the transfer window. I don't think that Celtic would sell him at this point. We've done one big... Statistically, we always do one big player sale, and that one's been a paperweight in Nico Kuhn. It would be absolutely bonkers. And I think if the board were to sell him under Brendan Rodgers' feet, I think that the board... Kyogo left for 2 days in the last window. Yeah, Wex, I know what you're saying. But there's not been any... Square sausage. Mick is enjoying it too much. A parting shot. Let's not talk about negativity, and let's hope that it doesn't happen. Because if it does, just leave him on the fleet. Just don't even bring him on the flight back if he doesn't want to come. Not selling players when they want to go is given a worse repercussions, says previously seen. Listen, there was a couple of players. Yang told Celtic that he wanted to go to Norwich. We're stuck with Yang because he's the best player we've got. He's the best player we've got. And that's a bad indictment on Celtic. Now, if an offer does come in for him, Celtic have then got a decision. You always get down to the board. Players also have desires. Yeah, I know they have desires, mate. As is Kyogo had a desire to leave Celtic 6 months before. People say that Dyson Maeda, his head looked... Let's not even talk about that. Let's just focus on winning this game tonight. I'm not wanting any chat of transfer talk. I want Celtic to go out and put a smile on our faces tonight, and us to be waking up tomorrow morning going, jelly and ice cream time, watching that game tomorrow. I know a lot of people will be watching a certain Champions League game tomorrow night just to see the hilarity and the fallout when when they get punted out. Listen, it is all about what we can do tonight. I know we all love a little bit of banter and meltdown and all the rest of it, but let's get really focused on. We need to focus. Everyone needs to put out as much into the ether as possible so that the team 7,000 miles away can feel it coming down from the heavens, that there is every Celtic fan around the world are pushing them over the line tonight. Not only pushing them over the line, but no walking into the net tonight. Hit them with pace, hit them with speed, hit them wherever it hurts. And I tell you one thing, let's just hope that we don't get any injuries, because this team are going to kick the 7 bits of daylight out of Celtic in this first half. Mark my words for it. The tackles will be unbelievable, and the referee will need to be strong. 27 fouls. 27 fouls in the last game at home in the Champions League for this team. 27. An unbelievable amount of fouls. There was only 6 bookings in the match for them. There should have been more. There should have been sending offs. But with players already being sent off, players that can't make the game tonight, players that are injured, this team's got nothing to lose. They throw everything at it. We need our superstar for Portugal back. We need him back, and I can't wait to see how good that he will be on one wing when you've got Kieran Tierney on the other. It's no banter, it's pretty embarrassing. Tell that to every Celtic channel out there that does it then, because there's about 20 of them. We will score, Baz, and then we will don't will we carve them open as they push for an equaliser? I don't think so. I can't see us carving them open. A wee cheeky red card for them. There's a chance of that tonight, Mark. If you're a betting man, I'd stick a £5 on a red card for that lot. If you're a betting man, stick a bet on for 10 bookings for that lot. 10 bookings. I'm not a betting man, so if that one comes true, Jesus, that'll be like, right, anyway, what time is it? It's 1:15. What time? I need to get the watch along all set up. I'm sure it is all set up. before we go on. Oh, wait a minute. Just sending a message to get the old food delivery done. And yep. Yeah, a beer with it would be fantastic. I didn't want to shout through, so I just thought I would WhatsApp you. That would be easier. Right, lives. Let's get where's the link? There's the link. Come on. And put that on there. There we go. There's the watch along link. Absolutely fantastic. Totally, but we've not even done a poll tonight. That's how busy that we've been. We've never even done a poll, and it's way too late to do a poll. There's been over 4,200 folk on the live so far. 4,000. That's a fantastic number. 4,200. We'll find out shortly. What type of beer do you like, Mo? Depends, really. Loads. Non-versed a wee Stella. I think it's Australia that I've got in the fridge tonight. I think it's Australia. Yeah, Australia that I've got in the fridge tonight. Well, my scranning pizza, mate. Pizza, nice and easy tonight. Nothing. Just grab a bit of grab some pizza before the game starts. Champions League tune now. Boom! Champions League tune is on. Get the green mankinis on, folks. Get the green. That's just not right at all. It's just not right at all whatsoever. Nobody should have a mankini. Nobody should have a mankini. Is it on Premier Sports 1? I don't think it's on Premier Sports 1. I know that it is on a poll who's gone through. It's too late to do a poll. I'm just going to call them. There's a quick poll. There's 791 folk still on. There's been over 4,000 folk have left and gone. How confident are you tonight? Who will win tonight? Oh my God, we've had people voting for them. There are South Koreans watching. This is their hi. There's definitely South Korean watching. It's on Premier Sports in Ireland, supposedly. Premier Sports 1 in Ireland. If we win, you should wear a mankini. Nope. It's on Amazon Prime. It's on Premier Sports now. Can I get Premier Sports Ireland? It'll be on Celtic TV. You'll get it on Celtic TV if you've got a Fire Stick. You can get it on Celtic TV at home. You just can't get it on Celtic TV anywhere else around the globe. Click on that, get the stats. Now it looks as... No, that's wrong, because I've got Celtic lining up as a 4-3-3. And they've got them set up as a 4-3-3. Can't see that happening. Can't see that happening at all. Celtic facing through there. I'm doing a watch along though. Can I get on that one? That's on that telly, isn't it? Well, we could try that then. We'll do that when I come off in around about 2 minutes' time. Perfect. There, I'm going to get it on Amazon. What channel is that? It's on Amazon Prime. Can't find Celtic TV on my Fire Stick anymore. Why not? Celtic TV only got the commentary. That's outside Europe. They can't show the game due to European. So on Prime, Martin and Petrov going through the build-up. What was that? I've got to get that on the screen just for the banter. Let's see that quick. It's not on Celtic TV. I'm not allowed to view it. Ah, well then. VPN and watch it in Ireland. I'm in the USA, says Peter. Quite a few coming in for the USA tonight, which is good. Right, I'm away to get ready for the watch along. Maybe grab my pizza, set up. I'm soaking already. It's boiling. And I'll be back on in roughly around about 20 minutes for the watch along. So sit and watch it on TV, get your phone out, watch the chat on the TV, watch the game on the TV, and then get your phone out and join on the chat and the watch along. On that note, have an absolute... Come on, Celtic, you can do this.